Joining us now to discuss veterans issues is Chad Robichaux, a combat veteran himself and the founder of the Mighty Oaks Foundation. So, Chad, I want to start with a op-ed that you recently wrote over the weekend about Memorial Day. It's titled, "A Day to Mourn or Embrace." Can you break down that conversation for me and our viewers?
Yeah, I think, first of all, thanks for having me back on, Alex. I think a lot of Americans that I've run into traveling around the country talking about veterans issues don't really know how to treat Veterans Memorial Day. They wonder, is it a day that should be happy? Should I say Happy Memorial Day? Or is it a day that's to be just sad and mourn? And for me, I know everyone has their own perspective, particularly veterans who lost their brothers and Gold Star families. But for me, I choose for it a day to be happy. I can't imagine any of my friends that I lost in combat that would want me to be sad and kick the dirt on Memorial Day. They'd want me to celebrate the very freedoms that they died for. So I choose the mantra of instead of mourning their loss, to live for what they died for. And they died for our freedoms. They died for us to live on and celebrate life. And so it's a day for me to remember their sacrifice and the freedoms they gave me and my family and my friends to be able to move forward in the greatest country in the world.
I think that's very well said, because even last Friday I tried to do a tribute for Memorial Day, and I myself didn't necessarily know how to go about it. I mean, it's a horrible thing to think about the sacrifices that these people have made, but I think it's also important to remember what they made those sacrifices for. I mean, the simple task of me being able to go down the street and get a cheeseburger or have a conversation with you tonight is only made possible because of the sacrifices made by those individuals. So I think it's a weighing balance of the appreciation along with also recognizing what they did. But you and I talk about this often, and it's the idea of faith-based veterans programs and really just meeting the demands of many of our veterans who did get the luxury of coming home, unlike some of the people that we remember on Memorial Day, but they don't always get the necessary attention that I think they deserve. What is the status on that program?
Well, we started the Faith-Based Veteran Service Alliance, the FBVSA, as in partnership with Congress, the White House, DOD, and VA, to bring government entities together with faith-based veteran service organizations, veterans nonprofits. And I've been appointed the chairman of the FBVSA and working again directly with the White House, Congress, the DOD, and VA to bring the best veterans care available to our warriors, whether they're in active duty still in the veteran community and their families as well. And we know through evidential programming and evidence of programs like Mighty Oaks, we know that faith programming actually works. And all we're trying to do is make sure that veterans and service members have a choice to choose whether they want to go and get mental health treatment, physical care, spiritual programs, faith programs, or even community involvement programs. They should have that choice. And so I've been advocating for this since President Trump ran for office in 2016. The history starts with President Bush signing an executive order for the Office of Community and Faith and Alternative Community Programming. And it was called the Faith Opportunity Initiative, actually, was the executive order that Bush signed. And in 2009, President Obama signed an executive order turning that backwards and taking away faith and opportunity initiatives within the government and DOD. And so I asked President Trump in 2016, when he was running for office, if he became president, would he allow faith programming to come back? Would he sign that executive order? And in fact, in 2018, he kept his word to me by telling me yes, he would. And he signed an executive order allowing faith programs to come back and work side by side with the DOD and VA. And we're seeing the implementation of that now. And part of the mission of the FBVSA is to make sure that there's accountability and there's an oversight with the implementation of faith programming coming back into the DOD and VA, because we know these programs are critical and life-saving to our warriors.
And it's an important thing, because you and I always talk about this, is that it's not a one-size-fits-all type of thing when we're talking about veterans issues. I mean, different people have different issues, first of all, but also there's different plans of recourse in order to address those issues. So I think giving people options is something that's always appreciated and ever more important when we're talking about this subject. But I also want to touch on one thing before I let you go, too. A mutual friend of ours, Colonel Alan West, he's been on this show. He's also a member of the Mighty Oaks Foundation, I believe. He was in an accident over the weekend. Do you have any updates on the status of that?
Yeah, in fact, once I get off with you, I'm getting on a plane and heading there to go spend some time with him, just love on him, bring him some food, and just be there as his friend. But he was escorted home from the hospital in Waco, so he's at his home residence right now. He had a full police escort there. He has a medical team at his home helping provide care. He has suffered several broken bones, and he lost a lot of flesh on his body. So he's I think probably more than his bones would be the flesh that he lost from sliding on the pavement. And that while all that's bad, the good news is his head's intact. He doesn't have any serious head injuries that he won't be able to recover from. And so we just all love him. And on behalf of him, just from in his message would be just thanks to so many Americans that are sending him well wishes and love his way.
Yeah, I mean, he's a tough guy. If there's anyone I know who can overcome an issue like that, it's Colonel Allen
Right.
West. It's good to hear that he's in good shape. It's good to talk to you two as well. I want to wish you a good Memorial Day weekend. I don't want to say Happy Memorial Day because I'm still learning it myself, but I appreciate you coming on and breaking down these issues that just don't get enough attention. Chad Robichaux, it's always a pleasure having you on.
Thanks so much, Alex.